A Harvard MBA is among the most coveted. You do that, your life is sorted. Top job at a top company, six-figure salary, and a relentless climb up the corporate ladder. But maybe not anymore.
Hello, today we're going to Harvard. Apparently, getting Harvard is not enough anymore. Going to Harvard, getting a Harvard MBA, getting all those fancy degrees is not enough anymore in this economy that is totally going to hell. Like it's a very, very extreme inflation. Things are not looking good. And if you go to Harvard, the name itself is not longer enough to get you that high-paying job. Before I begin, please consider liking and subscribing. I want to grow this channel. Let's go back to the video.
Look at this new report on MBAs. 23% of Harvard students were jobless 3 months after graduating. We're talking about a top B school. Most Harvard students get jobs before graduation, yet 23% were jobless even after it. This number was 20% in 2023 and just 10% in 2022. So clearly things are getting worse. And it's not just Harvard. Most B schools in the US have the same story. At Northwestern Kellogg, 13% graduates were jobless in 2024. That is triple the number from previous years. At Chicago Booth, the same story. A career officer at Harvard summed it up best. Let me quote, "Going to Harvard is not a differentiator. You need the skills to back it up." And this wasn't always the case. In the past, the college was the skill. The hard part was getting into a top B school. After that, your career was sorted. But nowadays, that is not enough. Companies are looking for additional skills and talents. Consider McKinsey, one of the biggest consultancy firms in the world. In 2023, they hired 71 graduates from Chicago Booth. In 2024, they hired just 33. Experts say companies are also changing their hiring strategies. Earlier, they would target campus placements. Come, hire a lot, and go. But now companies do smaller, targeted rounds, that too around graduation.
Okay, so why am I covering this story? Am I one of those people who believe that if you go to Harvard or you go to Columbia or Stanford, you are better than everybody else? No, I don't think so. I'm only covering this story because for years they've been the gold standard. They've been used as these schools that if you get in, you are set for life, basically. That once you get in, you can go work anywhere. Most of them normally go straight to Wall Street or, you go to work in these places that, continue making the world a worse place. But that's besides the point. The point is they normally get these high-paying jobs working with hedge funds and all these other institutions, earning crazy amount of money, trading and all this stuff. But now if they are struggling also to get a job, that means things are not good. If you've been looking for a job, if you're in the job search market, because job searching is actually like a job now, nobody really is hiring, and you apply a job, you're gonna get an automatic rejection from an AI system or from whatever system that they got looking through the resumes. So things are not looking good at all in the job market. And if people with an MBA in Harvard are struggling to get it, that means that, man, it's not gonna be good for somebody who went to, a community college. Unless you did like a trade, you might have a chance. But if you went to a community college or just a state university, you will find it difficult out here because employers are asking for experience and all these crazy things just to underpay you at the end of the day. Let's continue.
What explains the situation? Mainly three factors. The first is artificial intelligence. Most jobs are being affected by the use of AI. Management ones are relatively more insulated, yet you can see the effect, especially in the financial sector. Firms like Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, and UBS have created AI platforms. These may not replace you entirely, but they do reduce manpower requirements. You need fewer people for the same jobs.
See, that's what I was implying. Like now with AI and everything, it's gonna basically replace the workforce in general. Unless you're working like in the medical field, that's when you're gonna be safe. But if you're working like, I don't know, in the logistics, things like that, most of these things are getting programmed nowadays. So I don't know how, if it's gonna continue at this rate, or there's gonna be a little reprieve, like it's gonna slow down a little so that employment increases again. But I was just surprised that Harvard people, graduates, are also struggling out here. I can only imagine how much they paid, because I once looked at an acceptance letter for somebody who was accepted to Columbia University in New York, and for the school fees, I think per year it was around $110,000. That was many, many years ago. That was like 10 years ago. And school fees, tuition fees was around $110,000 per year. That's in that Ivy League. So I can imagine an MBA in Harvard. It's gonna cost you quite much, because just a normal state school, they cost like what? Typical master's degree, like it normally ranges in state tuition is like ranges around 30,000 to 40,000, between 30,000 and 40,000 per year. So to do it for 2 years, that's gonna be like 60,000. So I can assume maybe for Ivy Leagues it might be double, but it's not looking good. Let's see what maybe people are saying in the comments. Okay, this first comment says that if you don't have leadership qualities or team management abilities, you can't get a job. Yeah, MBA degree is just a piece of paper. For many, yeah, from what I've seen, most people right now, bachelor's degree is almost the same as a high school diploma in America. I don't know about other places, but if you have a bachelor's degree, is now regarded like a high school diploma. So now they just want experience on top of experience. That's why many people go straight to doing like, I don't know, MBA. But now when you go straight to do MBA, you're gonna be lacking work experience, and then you graduate with MBA, and then now you don't have work experience, and now you end up like these Harvard graduates with an MBA, no experience. Well, another issue could be maybe they are very selective, because, well, if I also went to Harvard and got an MBA, I would feel a certain way. I would feel like maybe I'm too good to be working for this mom and pop shop, that mom and pop company somewhere in the middle of Nebraska, because I went to Harvard. So maybe they are very selective with the jobs that they accept. That might also explain the reason why, because you would think, man, I went to Harvard, why should I be working in the middle of nowhere? So these things are a kind of it's statistics that you can't really know exactly what's the reality. It could be the people are too selective because of their degree. They feel like, I'm too good for that job, that's why they're not getting employment. Or it could be the job market is actually trash right now. Anyway, I will finish the video there for today. Please consider liking and subscribing and share on all the networks. I want to grow this channel, so please share on all the networks. See ya.
Oh my goodness, all the networks. Wow! All the network!